Today we're putting two grocery stores to the test. It's Costco versus Sam's Club. Now in this video, I will show you how to handle large chunks of meat. I'm gonna teach you my secret special mashed potato recipe. It ain't that secret, it ain't that special, but you're gonna see it and it's great. And then I'm gonna do something wholly unforgivable to a lobster that you won't be able to unsee, and we might not be able to come back from if we're being honest. I still feel weird about it. The Kitcheneers are out shopping at Costco and Sam's Club right now. Let's see what they got for our delicious surf and turf.
What? We're making the show already? I was still thinking. We got a lot of stuff in front of us, and frankly, it's quite early in the morning. And the reason it's quite early in the morning is because we're cooking giant. Hold on. We're cooking big old sides of beef today. We are doing Costco versus Sam's Club. We spent $558 at Costco and $380 at Sam's Club to make a prime rib and lobster dinner. Because here's the thing, we're used to doing this with the Dollar Tree and sometimes like a Walmart, but this is like big special occasion. You're pulling out all the stops. You spent $214 on beef? That seems bordering on irresponsible at some point, but that's what it is. Over here at Sam's Club, we have a nice, what is this, 9.7 pound chunk of prime rib. Now, when we're talking, the term prime rib literally just means it's I believe a cross rib roast, but the term prime is literally a distinction made by the USDA based on the amount of marbling and that distribution. So if you look at that, that is a nice prime piece of rib. However, going over to the Costco, we got a large untrimmed choice rib roast. So technically it's not even prime rib, but I think it could be almost just as good if we really treat it right. This one's untrimmed, so we actually have two like very different pieces of meat right here. We're basically gonna trim this up, try and get it to that, see if there's a difference there. The other main difference is here, we're doing a nice little steamed lobster tail. We had to buy 5 pounds of lobster over at Costco, and then Sam's Club had a 1.25 pound thing, so there's gonna be big price differences here. However, if you're like cooking to entertain a large crowd, which I don't know if you are, maybe you're just making a whole 10-pound prime rib for yourself at home, which, God, that sounds really fun. You can wear a top hat and a monocle, you know, you can parade around all fancy, do a little like penguin tail suit, you know what I mean? Eating a whole prime rib roast to yourself. What a Friday night. Anyways, then you might need 5 pounds of lobster, but I'm gonna shut the hell up and we're gonna start cooking this thing because we got a lot to do. So what we did is we hired a moil to go ahead and trim that big old Costco roast. Moil is, you just Google it. The big old Costco roast down into 8.5 pounds to match this Sam's Club roast right here. And if you see like the marbling on this isn't quite as good, it still looks pretty solid though. This is one of the reasons I like cooking roasts as opposed to steaks in general, just because you get more time in the oven and that lets some more of that intramuscular fat actually break down, because it's not just a function of temperature, right? Temperature, time, and pressure are all functions of each other. Is that accurate scientifically? Wait, do we have any barometric scientists in here, KG? Not today. We couldn't afford to book a professor of barometry? Why is it he? Whoa, whoa. I think when you're cooking a roast over a long period of time, especially when you're cooking it to rare, I don't think you necessarily need the prime, but we're about to see when we actually taste it. Other things regarding prime rib and general roast cookery, you could salt it the night before, you could salt it several days before, and I think that makes a really good prime rib. I'm sort of agnostic on it though, because you kind of get more seasoning and salt penetration through the beef, but then I think you sacrifice some of that like beautiful, sumptuous beef texture. I think you end up with a little bit of like that kind of snappy corn beefiness cheese. But that said, when you salt, I'm trying not to get my hands dirty. There we go, good catch, man. Because I'm gonna have to spend the entire time washing it. But you can really just crust the outside entirely with salt here. You're never really gonna oversalt it. God, it feels so good to just really lay all that salt out. Okay, run over here, salt this guy. Yeah, look at that snowball. All right, hold on. Now I'm switching to right hand. I know normally I wouldn't use tongs. It feels wrong. It feels like I'm forsaking God. You know what I mean? God gave you tongs. Use them, God. And she did a good job, KG. God can be a woman too, just like a professor. Tons of garlic. We got a whole head of chopped garlic in here. Good old Christopher Ranch garlic. And it's going into some butter. The butter over at Costco, God, I gotta keep, they're the same thing. One just copied, Sam's Club just came like 2 years after and copied everything that Costco did, but they have different products. Like Heinz versus French's lateral move. I mean, I love French's, I love Heinz, but come on. This is Kerrygold, which to me, Kerrygold is super, super high quality, but also like one of the few things that's like mass market and high quality at the same time. You're not gonna taste a difference when it's rubbed on a thing of beef, but if we're using that in other places, the mashed potatoes, that might actually make a difference. Oh, we're making mashed potatoes and cream spinach and lobster. We're doing a lot today. We're doing a lot today because sometimes when we do this, we make like a sandwich and some beans. And so we're like, you know what, man? Let's really get after it today. This is a pretty fun technique, the mustard and the butter. Mustard is basically ground mustard flour, which is just ground mustard seed powder mixed with vinegar and salt. And so when that vinegar evaporates, you're kind of just left with like the particulates of the mustard flour, which are actually going to like kind of bind to the beef and really help that seasoning stick to it. Take my beats. All right, thanks everybody. Just gotta get after it right now. And maybe that wasn't the right move. Well, we're here. The problem is with the softened butter on it is it hardens immediately when it touches the cold beef. So I'm gonna try and really get some motion in there to melt it up again. We have a salt-free seasoning. We already added salt to it. So we're just gonna get a very generous crust right here. What's in this one? Organic, oh, my hip cracked. Organic onion, organic garlic, organic carrot? Carrot? I don't care at all about that. Black pepper, I like that one. Red bell pepper. Tomato granules, this is a crazy seasoning. You got tomato and carrot granules in there. I don't know. Most seasonings taste the same. You're gonna be fine. You're not gonna eat this and go like, wow, I really taste that carrot in there. Thanks, Sam's Club or Costco or whatever this one is. This one's Costco, to be clear. Now we're gonna one-hand it into the roasting rack. Claw grip! There we go. What? What? You got something to say? I gotta wash my hands. Well, I gotta let the water run for 15 minutes so it finally gets warm. But until then, we can mix some stuff together. Gonna get some mustard in there. We're just eyeballing this. But I can't contaminate it with this mustard butter hand. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna microwave that more. I'm gonna microwave this more. Because I have a theory. You gotta get this. Oh, the theories. I'm gonna get a rash. Like, was it Marat? Was it Marat who like, he had such terrible skin disease that he basically sat in like a bath filled with oatmeal for like most of his days? Or is that Robespierre? Robespierre? Someone look up Robespierre. Nobody knows what I'm talking about ever. That's nice and warm. We think it was Marat. Yeah. Okay. With the skin disease? Yeah. Yeah. Was it because they tortured him and they made him sit in baths of human shit? Can you look that up? Yeah, thank you. Back to the cooking show. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and rub this down. Yeah, we got that nice and melty. That way it can kind of solidify on. Yeah, they had a much more creative torture methods back in the day, you know. What's in this seasoning? Dried garlic. This one does have salt, okay. Did we ever figure out why Marat sat in baths for so long? Eczema. It was eczema, but like, was that eczema? Was that eczema caught? Well, you know what I mean? Like natural? We talking like normal style eczema or like, you know what I mean? We got our giant trimmed up, seasoned up roast. We're gonna roast this at a low temp for a while, almost kind of doing like a reverse sear situation. And then we're going to blast the heat to finally get a crust, but these are gonna sit in there until the internal temp reaches about, say pull it at like 115, 118. Let's do it. Do you enjoy watching our YouTube and consuming our media? But have you ever thought, I wish this could be just a little bit more social. Well, what if I told you they invented a new thing called social media? Seems like it's going bad overall, but we're on it and you can go ahead and follow us over there. Go to TikTok, Flim Flam, Instagram, Periscope, that's still probably there. Pinterest, we got a Pinterest board. We're on Wattpad. I got an AO3 account. I've been writing some weird stuff out there, but we're all over social media. So go ahead and check out this new thing called social media. Surely it won't end all of us. All right, we got some We got, over at Costco, we got the Kerrygold butter, we got some garlic, we got some onions sauteing in there. We're making a little bit of cream spinach. So if you're worried about, I don't know how pans work. If you're worried, stop yelling at me, I'm trying my best. If you would check this out, watch, this new. Fuck, dude, who spilled? It's flooded over there. Here's the thing that I've been doing. Water. Wait, are we aware there's a giant puddle over here? Could be less dangerous. Anyways, what I've been doing. If you're worried about your onions, I thought I was just gonna show you a very useful little trick. If you're worried about your onions and your garlic possibly burning, but you're also just a little bit impatient and don't want to saute them at low heat, I've been getting them like slightly burnt, then just deglazing them with water, and then just letting them soften like that. So that's a fun time. So we're getting that going. We're making a little bit of cream spinach and mashed potatoes right here. Comical. This is what they would use to trap a Looney Tunes character, you know, underneath like a bucket with a little Rube Goldberg-esque machine that would involve the coyote falling off a cliff. So that's pretty cool that we have this. We're just gonna go ahead and grate it straight from there. This is crazy. I need a cheese tester. Cheese tester's a job, do you know that? You go to a barrel of cheese and you take like a large, kind of like a probe, like the way that they, in the pit, where they, you know what I'm talking about? They like stick they're like, we gotta IO them, and they stab them. You know what I mean? They do that, but with cheese to test the quality of it. All right, we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna add our spinach to the sauteed garlic and onions. We use fresh spinach, so they don't have frozen spinach. Frozen spinach for cream spinach is so much better because this is like a whole bag of spinach. This is a whole 1 pound bag of spinach that is cooked down and wrung out a little bit. But frozen spinach is generally better for, oh my God, with the beeping. Not everything needs to be a computer. I think this used to not be a computer with numbers. It was just a fire that you put a pan on. Doing it for hundreds of thousands of years, man. I'm not crazy. Pepper, a little bit of black pepper, that's fun. Just get some of that in there. Just a little bit, don't need to use it all, you know? Perfect, all right. Annalise, remember that time we went to a bar that had beers? And they were like, you can just scan the QR code and then you can just put it in the app, and I refused. I was like, I'm gonna go talk to a man and order a beer. And I did. And I went up to him and I said, you got any like beers that are your favorites? And he goes, no, I don't really like beer. And I said, you work at a craft beer bar called 33 Taps, you got 33 beers. Lie to me, tell me one. Tell me one that you got. Tell me the oldest one that you're trying to get rid of. I don't care, just lie to me. Make me feel like things are special again. We're gonna go run these back to the sink. I don't know why anymore. Give me a second. Mountain of rags. The reason I like to add a little bit of water to it is because I really want the onions and the garlic and the spinach to all kind of work together, but I don't just want to add more cream. Well, there's a little bit of residual. Should I add more cream? Should I add more cream? Yeah. All right, there we go. What are we doing? Let's not be shy. Not be shy with the cream here. All right, go ahead and give that a stir. Is there gonna be any difference? We got Philadelphia cream cheese on both. I'm gonna let the cream reduce a little bit before I add that cream cheese. And then we should start grating some of this cheese in. This is a comical amount of cheese. Sorry. Jesus Christ. Come on. Come on. This has always been a Christian cooking show, Taylor. If you've missed the overt themes, that's on you. Perfect. Hey, Mambo! We're like one of them Olive Garden commercials. They show their kitchen in Italy. Let's see if there's any. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. They're both very good. I want to be a Pentecostal cooking show. Get some snakes up in here, man. Not all Pentecostals do the snake thing, but the cool ones do. There we go. This is looking pretty good, though. I like the way this is looking. We're gonna drop. Put a little cream cheese in there. Maybe some cream cheese on a potato. That looks nice. Now I gotta use all the potatoes for the cooking that we're doing. A little bit of cream cheese. Just kind of thickens it up. We're gonna shut the heat off of that. Gonna see where this ends. I need to finish that because we gotta make potatoes as well. To me, for my money, if I'm going to a steakhouse, mashed potatoes, cream spinach, That's the way to go. I lied to you. I hate mashed potatoes. I don't order it, but people like it. I thought you'd like it. I'm making this for you. But if you didn't want mashed potatoes, you could have used your QR menu to order something else, so. Ow. We're gonna rice some potatoes. This is my favorite way to make mashed potatoes. So we've boiled Yukon Gold potatoes whole. Now we're gonna run them through a potato ricer. You could also use something called a food mill. Would not recommend using a food processor because that it like whips up the starch too much of potatoes and you can make them kind of gummy. But potato ricer is so easy to use. Oh, we were talking about yesterday if we could see if I could dual wield. I don't think I can. I'll try it. I'll try it for the bit. See if it works. So we're gonna stick a whole boiled Yukon Gold in there. But by boiling, we have potatoes in both hands. We're gonna use this as a grip strength test. I have small hands for a man my size. That worked. Why do the potatoes look more yellower over at the Sam's Club? Should be the same kind of potato, right? Why Sam's Club's got the yellow potato hookup? Good for them, man. All right, I'm just gonna rice these potatoes. Check back in a second. If I have anything depressing to say in the meantime, surely we'll cut to it. Josh and his taters now live and on tour, better than ever. I found out the mystery of the potatoes. So over here at the Sam's Club, they are using actual Yukon Gold potatoes. Yukon Gold potatoes were originally developed literally in Canada near the Yukon Territory. And then over here, they're actually not Yukon Golds. They're called Idaho Yellows that are very, very similar. But you can like tell a very distinct difference here. And apparently Yukon Gold has more starch content. Idaho Yellows are more of a waxy potato. But I didn't expect them to be that different. I'm curious to see if it actually changes the taste of the mashed potatoes. We'll find out. That gets me all excited. Now I'm excited about modernity. We have some cream steeping in a little bit of crushed garlic. I'm gonna go ahead and just add all that in right there. And anytime you steep, kind of just take that, kind of mash the cream out of the garlic. Kind of just want to throw the garlic in there. No, don't do it. I like a perfectly smooth mashed potato as opposed to a chunky rustic mashed potato. Just put all the butter in at once. You can just mash it together. It's all going to the same place. Take the cream over here from the Costco. Pour all that in. You can adjust with milk. Honestly, you can just like throw some extra water in there too if it's too tight. The main ingredient in cream is water. You know your bodies are about, what, like 76% water? Or is that the earth? One of them has a lot of water in it. The other doesn't. And that beautiful Kerrygold butter. Man, I wish we had the yellow butter in the yellowest potatoes. Wouldn't that be fun? Body's only 60% water? And the earth is 71% water? What if I told you flip it? Does that make you think differently? All right, I'm gonna grab a little bit more milk just to thin out these potatoes a little bit. We're using straight heavy cream. Listen, this is not a light meal. Why does the heavy cream feel heavier at Costco? Costco, we got the heaviest cream of any membership-only based retail store. That's looking fun. We're just gonna let this gradually heat up. I'll give it a taste and then season up from there. We're gonna let that butter slowly melt into it. Just put that on top, let that kind of go. Let's do this. Kind of steam on there. I think we did it. We've made the turf. And now for surf. I just made that up, surf and turf. That's crazy. Yeah, we're making lobster. Lobster is something that's sometimes eaten with steak. I've never kind of understood it. You know what I mean? How, like, what are you supposed to use, kind of alternate bites? I don't know, but it's fancy. It's like the fancy thing that people know about. And so we're gonna do that. We're adding some of this here butter. Don't go, uh-oh. It's too hot. Too hot. Move it, gotta keep it moving. Gotta keep moving, we don't want it to be hot. We're adding butter and garlic. We're gonna make a little garlic butter lobster. We're gonna do the fun little like steakhouse preparation. Cause that's like the, you know, I guess when I said it's like fancy, it doesn't make any sense. That's not true, cause that's what fancy food kind of is, you know? It's kind of like ceremonial for the sake of being ceremonial, you know, when you like really wanna treat yourself. And I think that's kind of cool. I think those little intangibles are sort of the spice of life and what make things kind of magic in a way. We're gonna try and do that steakhouse thing. You know, where they kind of like perch the, it's like cooler because you've seen it in the commercials for the Outback Steakhouse, where there's a lobster like perched upon its shell. You know what I mean? You see the kind of exposed tail meat and then the lobster there. But if you really think about it, if it was like a human, what we'd do is is we would sort of like crack all the way through our breastplate and then pull all of our organs and flesh muscles out from our breastplate, like, and then kind of just like splay our meat across our shattered breastplate, just like. Have you ever saw what the Bolton clan did in Game of Thrones? The flayed man? That's what we're doing to this lobster, but it's cool, it's fancy. So we're gonna go ahead and cut through the shell. And then once we get this back part here, I'm gonna pivot the scissors under there. Nope, don't stab yourself. Pivot the scissors, try and make a lateral incision. There we go. You're gonna kind of want to hunch your shoulders all weird when you do this. Okay, now all you gotta do is just a little bit, just kind of detach it a little bit. Don't crack it. Don't crack it. Just detach it a little bit. Then you're gonna kind of take your fingers. This is cooking. This is what we all signed up for. And then you're gonna, maybe two will help. And then, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. What is, like, Julia Child did this. Was she doing this? The two fingers actually does really help. It gives you a wider base. It's not about the depth, it's about the width sometimes. So you're just gonna go ahead and kind of detach that up top. Yeah. Well, I want to go home now. It's a wrap. We'll see y'all next time. Thanks so much. Hopefully you come back. I don't think you will after that display. But that is indeed what I was trying to do. So there it is, right? I'm not crazy. That's what we were trying for. Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks. And well, now I know how to do it. So just kind of one finger along the top to dislodge it from there. Because that was the sticking point last time. Just from the top. Yep. There you go. Should it hurt? Is it supposed to hurt? You gotta dislodge it from the shell is the thing. And then one kind of makes way for two. And then I can just sort of be birthed out of there. We got a breach. And, okay. There it is, that's fine. Pull that out. Now we just perch that. Yep. Maybe we can just have the mashed potatoes for dinner. Just gonna brush that with some garlic butter. And we're just gonna prep that for the oven. A little bit of salt on there. Wow. Thank you for your service, I guess. Feels stupid to even talk about. This lobster looks way better. Way pinker, plumper, felt nicer on the finger. I'll say that. We're gonna bake them off. See how that goes. Still waiting on, we got a whole beef curtains in there. Those are going. And then we got lobsters are going somewhere. I'm sorry. Hey, has anyone seen my afternoon fun drink? I normally keep it on my desk, but I didn't see it. And if I don't get a fun drink within 2 minutes, I'm gonna scream, not in a mad way, but in like a wounded hyena way. You've seen the videos. Oh, thank you so much. This refreshment break is sponsored by Olipop, a healthier soda alternative. Man, that's good. Olipop is reimagining soda for today, combining classic flavor nostalgia with a functional ingredient blend. Personally, I drink Olipop all the time. I do not go to a grocery store without picking up an Olipop for the drive home, even though most of the time I drive home is literally 15 seconds, but I will crush an Olipop within that time frame. The way that I see it, it's got significantly less sugar than your classic old school soda, and also Americans are chronically underfibered, and this has a wonderful proprietary fiber blend in there. To me, it's really just a perfect product that fits right into my lifestyle. Right now, my go-to flavor is the vintage cola, because like that's the flavor of soda. You get those classic cola aromatics, that little bit of acid, and that like classic dark brown look. It just really feels like you're drinking a classic cola, but you know you're getting a lot of health benefits. Not only does each Olipop can include fiber, but it also has botanicals that help support digestive health, and there's only 2 to 5 grams of sugar per can. And you can get a free can of Olipop. You had me at free! Buy any 2 cans of Olipop in store and they'll pay you back for 1. It works on any flavor in any retailer. So scan the QR code or click the link in the description. Olipop is sold online at Amazon Drink Break, and available in the soda aisle and at Thousands Drink Break of retailers nationwide, including Walmart and Target. Thanks again to Olipop for sponsoring this portion of today's episode. Cheers. We're so close and I'm so hungry. All I ate were a bunch of pocket almonds, but then there was a bunch of lint in the pocket almonds, so I had to throw them away, so now there's no more pocket almonds. But what we do have is the 16 total pounds of prime rib that are now out of the oven, so now we're going to start making prosciutto. Oh my God! That's not supposed to be on direct heat, but that's totally fine, because that's what we're doing. We're gonna throw some garlic cloves right in there. It's all smoking. I need to deglaze this so fast just to get, oh God. Oh, it's going. Oh, yeah, these, okay. Well, hey, we got this. There it is. The act of deglazing is where there are bits of flavor at the bottom of a pan after, say, like a roast or maybe something that you've seared, and then you can use alcohol or honestly any sort of water or stock to really like get in there and scrape up those bits of browned Maillards in there. And this went poorly on account of this isn't the right. This is going great. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just add broth in there, and then this is gonna simmer for a while, and then we're gonna strain it, and then we're gonna add Worcestershire in there, and it's the same brand of Worcestershire, except it's more expensive at the Costco. Even though Colby is really mad about this. So the same brand of Worcestershire is more expensive at the Costco, even though Costco's membership is already $10 more expensive. And so if you're going to Costco to get the Worcestershire, think twice, buddy. This is the best day of my life. I'm really excited. We got giant hunks of beef in front of us. We pulled them at about 116 degrees. Should be up to about 130. Let's see what we got inside. Wait, is this gonna fall into the lobster? With Colin Farrell? Look at that, hot diggity. Damn! What do the kids say? They go, gat! It's a gat, right? Is that what they say? English cut or American cut? American cut. English cut is very thin, American cut is thickums. And do a nice thick, almost a full inch cut on this. Wow, dude, look at that. Just big ol' bam, bam, bam. I need like a towel, I'm just going right on the apron. All right, that was Sam's Club. Yeah. Like a child that is spelling the S-A-M-S-K-L-U-B, Sam's Club. All right, let's see what Costco's looking like. This is the choice. We got a nice kind of big ring of gristle that I don't love, but that happens with prime rib sometimes. All right, I'm not too mad about this. That does look better though. Gonna go with a nice big inch cut. Wunderbar. Wow. Man, of these, that still looks pretty good, but I know I'm going for that one. We're gonna pop. Look at that, a little bit of green on the lobster. We paid $15 to get a full gallon of parsley. Just gonna go ahead and take this broiled lobster tail, bam, right there. Serve it with a lemon wedge. Isn't that beautiful? This lobster looks more pinker, and I like lobsters. I like lobsters that look more pinker like that. There we go, pop that there. Orientation. I didn't put the green on it! This green looks more browner. What the hell's going on? Okay. Gonna go right down there. And then the cream spinach is gonna lay atop that potato barrier. That's what I wanted this to look like. Listen, is it the most elegant plating? Absolutely not. I don't care, this is a plate of food I wanna eat. Potatoes? The potatoes from Costco seem better and less starchy in a way. Yeah, bud. Yeah, bud, that's a plate of food. Holy crap, we made food on the cooking show. Everybody give it up for yourselves. Jew! Stop! I'm so sorry. I freaked out again. I forgot we had the Jew. Golly, man, you guys are crazy. Disaster averted. Most people aren't allowed to scream at their jobs, but I seem to do it with impunity. There we go. Okay, now everyone can clap. Now everyone can. Hold on! Does anyone know where my car keys are? Oh, they're in my pocket. Okay, we're good. Everyone, give it up for the. Vianney Celeste Austin, do you agree to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, cool, man. Hey, you look nice.
Thank you. I look good outside of the kitchen, I promise.
I wasn't even teeing you up. That's a Mythical shirt?
Yeah.
Damn, dude. We're making good.
Go to mythical.com and buy my shirt.
Okay, I'm not just flashing my nip wheels. I got that shirt on. Okay, Beat, before you, we have 2 plates of prime rib and lobster tail and Yukon Gold mashed potatoes.
Wow.
And cream spinach, a little bit of drawn garlic butter and lemon. Now, one of these is from the Costco and one of these is from the Sam's Club. It is your job to eat these. What a job to have today. It's your job. You have to eat these.
This is my job, and these plates were made for a goddess like me, Josh.
That's right, dude. What? I don't know, man, I guess.
Okay, I'm gonna
It's weird if I
start.
call you a goddess, you know what I mean? You're allowed to.
No, you're allowed to compliment women not
Yeah,
physically.
you know.
You know?
Like an herbal essence
be like-
commercial's allowed to go like, unleash the goddess in you with this shampoo. That makes sense. But me just going like, hey, Winnie, you're a goddess.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
see?
it is normal.
That's a solid compliment.
Lane, you're a goddess too.
Let me compliment everybody how Josh likes to compliment people. You are hair.
I do too.
Thanks, Josh.
Yeah, compliments.
You're
but
such a
with
kind friend.
Non-normative valuations, you know?
From visuals, this looks like a more expensive plate just off of the way the lobster is and the green stuff on the top. I'm gonna try this one first because it's in front of me.
There's a horseradish cream that is not from either Costco or Sam's Club, so we couldn't find horseradish, but I wanted to eat it.
Wow. That's salted really well, Josh.
Thank you. I put as much salt as I could possibly fit on there.
I'm gonna try the mash. I'm gonna try them all individually, and I'm gonna say things. I'm gonna say things with words after.
Don't look at me. Act like I'm not here. You too. Act like I'm not here.
Oh, that's Sizzler all the way. Sizzler's not part of this though, right?
No, Sizzler's bankrupt. Straight up, they don't exist anymore.
I thought this episode was called Sizzler versus Outback. I don't think I'm in the right episode. Okay, I'm gonna try this one now.
Go.
Switch sides. This one's wet. It's like a little pool I can jump in.
Yeah, they kind of had a nice little natural crater.
Whoa, this one's way juicier.
This does taste like a freaking Sizzler.
I told you!
Dude, it really does. And
know
that's a
my Sizzler.
compliment in my book.
It is. Sizzler used to be the shiznits.
I've never made a broiled lobster tail like this in my life. I've never broiled, and it really tastes like Sizzler.
Okay, the seasonings on this one are a little bit more powerful.
Does the quality of meat taste any different?
I like this one better than this bite, but I like the seasonings and flavor on this one more than that one. So I'm gonna keep going because I got mashed taters all up in here. Why you put this on here like it's floating?
I don't know. I kind of messed up. Yeah, I didn't know what to do. I wanted more potatoes.
You're just eating like you're getting ready to play football.
I might be. We're out in the parking lot. She wants to run Oklahoma drills. Taylor, do you?
Yeah.
Put on those pads, John. Get in the bull ring. Get in the bull ring with me, Taylor. That was the coolest thing I've ever seen in my damn life, dude.
Really?
He was eating that
Was it
lobster
kinda
tail like
player?
an apple. That was player as shit. You look like you're doing a photo shoot right now for something.
Freeze frame.
And they're like, we're just gonna give you a lobster tail, whatever you do with it, and you just rip it.
Overall, flavor-wise, I like this plate a lot better. This one, I like the sides, and I didn't like the cut as much. But it was still seasoned well and prepared very well.
V, in 3, 2, 1, you're gonna put your hand over which dish you think was from Costco.
Okay.
Maybe, I don't know, dude.
Okay.
I ate so much butter. 3, 2, 1.
That one.
No, dude, that's Sam's Club.
I've never been to Sam's Club.
This
What?
is the one that is prime. The one from Costco was choice.
Yeah.
So we spent more money total at Costco by about $150, but that's because we had to buy like a giant untrimmed piece. So when it comes down to it, this plate of food costs $28. This plate of food only costs $22 to make. But I think it might be worth it for that extra $6. It's like, this is
good.
give me
This
some
is,
lobster.
dude, you just
Poking on
ate a
lobster. I
whole
want to try the other
lobster.
lobster.
No,
We got
no.
more lobster. Anyways, we're gonna finish having this fight. V, thank you so much for your astute culinary opinions. Thank you all for giving us the excuse to cook 21 total pounds of cross rib roast on just like a Thursday or Tuesday or whatever day this is, because we're eating good when those cameras shut off, baby. I'm already covered in grease. We'll see y'all next time. Check out social media.
Go tell your friend she's a goddess.
Tell your friends she's a goddess.
Follow us at Mythical Kitchen for more from the kitchen throughout your day.